Hey everyone, it's Mike Starnes at Foundation IT. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to do a really quick video on one of the new capabilities that's been released within Nerdio Manager for Enterprise, and that's the modeling capability, the cost modeling capability that has been introduced, which I think is a really welcomed and powerful tool set, but really simple to use. Historically, as an AVD specialist, when we're helping our clients along the kind of journey to adoption of Azure Virtual Desktop, occasionally the more complex the environments, the more challenging it can be to sometimes give them an accurate and projected cost profile. So what AVD Modeller does is gives us the ability to model some semi-accurate costs for the purposes of budgeting and business cases based upon certain logic and information that we give the modeling tool. And I think this just wraps a lot of discipline and gives more confidence that the costs of running the environments are indeed accurate and believable. And really easy to use. Here's one that we did earlier for a make-believe company called ABC Company. There's a handful of fields to fill in, but in reality, providing there is some information available to you, you can finish this in 10-15 minutes. This particular environment, we've mocked up a multi-session host pool, which is going to cost us, based upon the information provided so far, just over £2,000 a month, and a personal pooled desktop pool environment, which is going to be just over £7,000. So this shows us what the optimized cost is, what the unoptimized costs are, and the savings that have been driven. But the information provided is really simple. This is a multi-session host pool. It's going to cater for 150 users. We're deploying it in UK South, but we can change that if we want to any of the other available regions. Heavy workloads, we've got the option to select different machine types based upon the use case, type of disk. First opportunity to introduce optimization, and what we're saying here is that when the machine is off, we want Nerdio to automatically convert that disk type to standard HDD, which introduces a cost saving. If I was to move that back to premium SSD, you'll see that the prices jump up, and if I bring it down, it comes back down by about £70-80. We'll use a marketplace image. Now, this is where we can introduce more scaling logic or optimization logic into this cost profile. So for this, we're saying that it's on Monday to Friday, that the machines come on at 6 a.m. and switch off at 7 p.m. That 5% of users are going to be absent at any one time, sickness, holiday, meetings, whatever it might be. And that 10% of the users are going to work additional hours over and above the logic that we've introduced here, again, just to add some realism to the cost profile that we're going to spit out at the end. We can change the type of storage that the FXLogix profile sits on. So if we want that to make that ZRS, we can do that. And again, it impacts the cost a little bit. And it spits out this really nice visual, which shows various kind of breakdowns in cost, the overall monthly cost, and the components that make that up, and a little breakdown here. We've been exporting this and using this within business case documents and budgetary profiles, and that's been received really, really well. And it's the same. We'll obviously save that, and it's the same with the personal desktop pool. They're the same options that we have here. How many users is it for, which region is it in. We've changed that to a single user desktop here. The type of machine that we're using. In this instance, we're using a custom image, and we're telling the advisor that the machine that we'll use for maintenance is going to be on 8 hours every month. It's a slightly different profile in that the machines are going to come on at 6 a.m. and go off at 10, and that more of the users are going to do additional hours. Not using FXLogix in just that example, though we almost certainly would. And that gives us, again, another breakdown of cost, and then a summary overall. So I think it's a really powerful tool. I think for any client that is starting to think about adopting AVD, is still trying to work out what that might look like in terms of run cost. I think we can help with that. I think this is eventually going to be released on the website, so you can do that as a self-service. Right now you can do that via us if you wanted to, and some of the things that are coming down the roadmap on the roadmap are quite exciting. So in time, my understanding is that beyond Modeller, there's going to be the ability to model your environment within this environment, within this console, and then build your environment with just a handful of clicks. So mock up what you think your environment needs to look like in terms of size and types of machines and the logic that you want to introduce from a scaling and optimization perspective. Click a couple of buttons, and then that's going to go away and deploy that for you in an automated fashion. I don't believe that's it's not available yet, but it was certainly announced as being something that's going to be available later in the year. So something that's really quite exciting. Hope you found that useful. If you are indeed starting to think about your virtual desktop environments and you want a better feel for what that might look like in Azure, give us a shout and we can help you with that. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and see you all soon.